Hey, how's it going? ZmanTheTech here, and I want to thank you for tuning into SnoleyGames. As always, I appreciate you very much. And today, I'm taking a look at the 8bitdo Lite Bluetooth gamepad, model number 80JB, manufactured by 8bitdo, with a connectivity method of Bluetooth and USB-C, release date of September 27th, 2019. So, jumping right in. This is an ultra-portable and lightweight wireless controller option for your Switch Lite and or standard Switch specifically targeted towards 2D games, though it can also be used to play other types of games as well. It's a very unique design choice for a controller, and probably the only one you'll ever see, but the question is, how good is it? In this tech review, I'll be covering every aspect of this controller and informing you of all that it has to offer. First off, it possesses two directional pads that function as digital analogs in place of the standard ones that you would normally see on modern-day controllers, meaning that if a game could only be controlled by analog sticks, this controller serves as a workaround to allow D-pads to be used instead. Aside from the obvious elephant in the room, the numerous D-pad options and lack of any analog sticks, this controller is compatible with Nintendo Switch, Windows, Steam, and Raspberry Pi. In the top center of the controller, there is a toggle for Nintendo Switch mode and X input mode. There is a customizable turbo function, and the controller also has upgradable firmware that you can get directly from the manufacturer. It boasts lag-free and impressively responsive face buttons, which of course applies to the directional and shoulder buttons as well. This controller uses a 480 mAh rechargeable battery with 1 to 2 hour charging time, and the battery can last up to 18 hours when fully charged. Now, it's important to note that this controller lacks NFC, vibration, and motion controls, so if you are looking for those features, you may want to consider other options. Let's talk about the overall performance. As stated earlier, the responsiveness in the button presses when it comes to latency is superb. With wireless controllers, there's always going to be some form of input latency no matter how you look at it, but I'm pleased to report that the latency seems to be non-existent while using this peripheral. As far as the controls, using the D-pad in place of the joystick actually feels surprisingly good when it comes to 2D games like platformers and such. A good point of reference would be playing a Kirby game such as Star Allies or the like. Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze played like a dream, and I can attest that New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe and Super Mario Wonder felt fantastic. Also, playing games on SNES, NES, and Game Boy Online felt right at home too, which makes sense as 2D games are the main focal point for this controller. The face and shoulder buttons have a soft, firm, and clicky tactile feel to them and are very comfortable to press, quite reminiscent of the Nintendo Switch Joy-Cons. Now, with 3D games, it leaves much to be desired. It doesn't feel as comfortable pressing and holding up to move forward in a 3D platformer in comparison to tilting an analog stick upward. This includes overall movement in general, such as turning left and right while moving forward or backwards. It could depend on the overall sensitivity of how the movement was programmed in the game, since some of them are meant to be played with an analog. Though it could also be that the digital analog/D pads just don't translate that well. This doesn't apply to every 3D game, but I figured it was worth mentioning. Bottom line is, I stick to the 2D games with this controller. As for the build quality, 8bitdo continues to succeed with its sturdy and sleek builds that I've been accustomed to ever since I started purchasing their products. Just like their other controllers that I've reviewed thus far, this one does not disappoint. Even given its compact size and shape, it still has a premium weight and solid structure and doesn't feel cheap by any means. Comfortability-wise, it's decent, though with the lack of handle grips, it makes pressing the shoulder buttons a tad bit of a chore. Though that could be just because I have large hands, so your mileage may vary. Depends on the game too, so there is that. So, in conclusion, do I recommend the 8bitdo Lite Bluetooth gamepad? Let me put it this way. If you're looking for an affordable wireless controller with the basics to play retro games and 2D platformers, I think it's a great option. Now, if you already own the 8bitdo SN30 Pro Plus, I'd say pass on this one for now, as that controller offers much more in terms of functionality and comfortability. Where this one shines is its compact size and shape, which makes it easier to travel with, since there's no analog sticks poking out that could get damaged in transit. That's what appealed to me the most, as I do own the SN30 Pro Plus as well, but I didn't like to travel with it. For me, it serves its purpose for playing retro and 2D games while on the go. Now, I do have my eyes on the 8bitdo Lite 2 as well, and I hope to cover that one in the near future once I can get my hands on it. For now, this one suffices. And with that being said, my final score for the 8bitdo Lite Bluetooth gamepad is 7 out of 10. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free to leave them down below. I'll answer them to the best of my ability. And if you like what you've seen, be sure to hit that like button. It helps out a ton with the algorithm to push my content to others like yourself. And if you're new here, consider subscribing for more content like this. Have a good one. Take care.
Futuristic classic. Time is of the essence. I feel like I have mastered. Futuristic classic. It's always moving forward, so I'm never moving backwards.